New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, good evening to you, beautiful people. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark series, as we're continuing our journey into the University of Success, book written by one of the greatest self-help authors of our time, Mandino. And here tonight, we're going to be continuing learning about how to overcome failure. That's going to be our main topic tonight as we finish this part of the this section up and we move on to the next little part. So this is a three-part series in case you missed it. Now, I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, The Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is a study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. We can begin that study by picking up a book. Take a look. It's in a book. And that book, your journey could begin with a book called The Black Billionaires Club. You can check it out by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. While you're there at the site, guys, you will find a section for the store where we have other financial literacy books that you can introduce to your children. You can begin to teach them early what you have learned late or what many of us have not learned at all about this thing called money. And then also there's a tab that says join the club. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, you realize you're hanging out with the wrong people and you want to get to a place of prosperity and equity, well, maybe you got to start hanging around what? Wealthy people or wealthy-minded people. So we invite you to join the Black Billionaires Club here today. Check us out at theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. All right, it's roll call time, beautiful people. Good evening to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Hit the like button, the share button if you care. Like button, the share button if you care. We're getting into some literature. They say that we don't read. Well, we choose to read, right? Black folk do read. You put it in the book, like University of Success, we absolutely will find it. Go and let us know where you're connecting from. What city, what state, what country, quite possibly what city, what state, what country, as we're broadcasting across the World Wide Web into Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube. Understand that worldwide means global. We have made a global impact right from the comfort of our office. And you have the same opportunity as well as you continue to expand your brand. You can continue to enlarge your territory. Let's see who has joined us here this morning or this evening so far. All right, go ahead and let us know where you're connected from. Brother Wilhelm Watt has joined us here tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark. Miss Nita Diane is in the house out of Albany, Georgia. Brother Darren Smith has joined us out of Baltimore, is in the hizzy as well. And anybody else that you want to let us know that you're here, that's fine. I know it seems like y'all typing a little slow tonight, but nonetheless, it's okay. What's going on, John? John is here. What's going on with you? Okay, I got a couple other people as well haven't typed. Nonetheless, at any rate, we are going to, what's going on, Shiro? How are you? We're going to jump into our text here tonight, which is how to overcome failure. How to overcome failure. And we'll pick up at where we left off, and we'll then go from there. So there were 10 things to identify that could be happening that you could be putting roadblocks in front of yourself. And so let's go first to the quote that started this chapter or this semester or this lesson. It says this, that very often we are our own worst enemy as we foolishly build stumbling blocks on the path that leads to success and happiness. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. Now, as we got into this chapter here, how to overcome failure, how to conquer this thing, we began to notice quite possibly some things that we may have done in our life, right? The first stumbling block, it talked about the age-old trick to blaming others. It's everybody else's fault. Well, that's one of the first stumbling blocks that you might be finding or might have found in your life. The second stumbling block is blaming yourself, belittling yourself, like everything that you're not good enough for all of this great and wonderful things that God has in store for you. The third stumbling block was this, having no goals. You just wake up and just same thing, different day. You have nothing that you're aiming for, no goals. And then the fourth stumbling block was the wrong goals. Things that are not leading you towards the place you say that you like to be, that could be a stumbling block in your life. And then we picked up yesterday, we started talking about the fifth stumbling block, the shortcut, always trying to take the easy route. But we found that those who work for it typically appreciate it more. The sixth stumbling block is the exact opposite, right? Taking the long road. It should have took you 15 days. It took you 15 years. The long road. And then the seventh stumbling block, which we stayed on for quite a while yesterday, was neglecting the little things. You should walk around the block. You should eat an apple a day, and you don't. Neglecting the little things. And neglect the little things start to add up. First, it was a little problem. First, it was a little leak. Now your whole basement is flooded because you didn't take care of the little leak. Now the little leak would have cost you $25 to get fixed. Now you got a big problem, and it's $2,500. Neglecting the little things. And so we'll pick up where we left off here again. Lesson number 5, how to overcome failure with our 8th stumbling block. And we got 8, 9, and 10, and we'll be done with this lesson here today. We'll be done with this lesson here today. The 8th stumbling block is this. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's read. The 8th stumbling block is quitting too soon. Quitting too soon. Everybody put in console, don't quit. Quitting too soon. Recently, I read a magazine story. The author claims it to be true, called The Pebble of Success. Discouraged, physically exhausted, Rafael Solano sat on a boulder in the dry river bed and made an announcement to his 2 companions. "I'm through," he said. "There's no use going on any longer. See this pebble? It makes about $999 I've picked up, and not a diamond so far. If I pick up another, it will be $1 million. But what's the use? I'm quitting." It was 1942. The 3 men had spent months prospecting the diamonds in the Venezuelan watercourse. They had worked stooping, gathering pebbles, wishing and hoping for signs of a diamond. Their clothes were ragged, their sombreros tattered, but they had never thought seriously of quitting until Solano said, "I'm through." Glumly, one of them said, "Pick up another and make it $1 million. "All right," Solano said, and stooped to put his hand on a pile of pebbles, pulled one forth. It was almost the size of a hen's egg. "Here it is," he said, "the last one." But it was heavy, too heavy. He looked. "Boys, it's a diamond," he shouted. Harry Winston, a New York jewel dealer, paid Rafael Solano $200,000 for that millionth pebble, named the Liberator. It was the largest and purest diamond ever found. Perhaps Rafael Solano needed no other reward, but I think he must have known a happiness that went beyond the financial. He had to set his course. The odds were against him. He had persevered and he had won. He had not only done what he had set out to do, which is a reward in itself, but he had done it in the face of failure and obscurity. An old hunter's aphorism teaches us that half the failures in life come from pulling in the horse in the midst of his leap. Elihu Root once said, "Men don't fail, they give up trying." Often it is not the wrong start, but the wrong stop that makes the difference between success and failure. It's not the wrong start, but the wrong stop. It requires wit to know that the measure of success is not the luck, the breaks of the game, but the conquest of failure. The trouble with most of us, it has been said, is that we stop trying in trying times. There's wisdom even in puns. We stop trying in trying times. Don't give up. Now, we covered this yesterday, I believe. We started talking about whatever this morning, right? How bad do you want it? I think there have been plenty of times that I thought about quitting. I thought about stopping teaching. I thought about, you know what, let me just go back and get a job somewhere. That stuff is run through my mind, especially as an entrepreneur. You know, when the times get a little lean, you're like, man, what am I going to do? I got to do something. Don't quit. Now, here's the thing, beautiful people. It's your dream. It's what you said you want to do. Now, the good book says this. Do not grow weary in well-doing. Do not grow weary in well-doing. For if you faint not, you shall reap a harvest. That's the good book. Let me say that again. Don't grow weary in well-doing. Now, here's my question. Are you well-doing? Are you getting after that thing? And here's like some straight up honest truth. Many of us are not. Many of us casually move about in this thing called life, this thing called a day. Matter of fact, many of us are in a position where we don't run our day, but our day runs us. You get up, go to work, do whatever you do. Then at the end of the day, you wonder, where did all the time go? Then you start doing stuff like this. You get up, you move around your day, then you start wondering, where did all the money go? Don't grow weary in well-doing. Now, that one scripture, I tell you, is so very powerful for me. I don't know about for you. But in those times when I'm like, those times you get frustrated, those times when you angry, those times you got all these emotions, you just like, damn it. That always pulls me back. You know what that scripture says to me? You know what it says to me? It says, why did you start in the first place? What was you doing for it anyway? Was it for the money? No, it never was about the money. Money just came. Well, if you stop or if you quit, how many people are going to be affected negatively by you stopping, you not going forward in what God has called you to do? How many lives or souls hang in a balance because you are ready to quit? Don't give up. You can be like Rafael Solano, and you might think it ain't nothing here. But you know what Mr. Solano did? You know what Mr. Solano did? The same thing that Peter did. You know what they did? They said, nevertheless. Everybody put in console, nevertheless. Nevertheless, I'll do it one more time. I'll go back out and I'll go fishing in the deep. Although I'm a fisherman, I ain't catching nothing the first time. Nevertheless, I'll go back out there and try again. Everybody put in console, try again. Try again. The ninth stumbling block, as we talk about how to overcome failure, is the burden, oh Lord, the burden of the past. Now, this is so very interesting because one of my clients that I work with, that was a big thing. I kept telling her, brother, listen, man, you are still so connected to your past that is actually hindering your future. Now, in the good book, it says this. It says, let the dead bury the dead. And I want you to know that your past is the dead. Leave the past in the past. Now, hopefully you've already settled that. Hopefully you've already learned from that. Hopefully you can stop talking about that. How long has it been? 5 years? Still talking about something that happened 5 years ago that scarred you? Again, I'm sympathetic. I know that there's emotions involved here, but my goodness. 10 years? Maybe it's time for you to write a book so you can get it out. Express yourself. Everybody put in console, express yourself. Maybe it's time for you to write the book so you can get it out. So it can be done, and now you can just move forward in your present towards your future. Leave the past in the past. Leave the past in the past. We can never free ourselves from memories. We can only face them honestly. Somewhere I've read and noted this wise observation. All of our lives, we have to live with our memories, and we grow old. As we grow older, we depend upon them more and more. Until one day they will be all we have left. Either they can be depressing, embittering, humiliating, tormenting, or they can be cheering or sympathizing, self-respecting, comforting. The things that went in are the things that will come out, whether we put them there or we're forced to receive them. Memories of the past can infuse us with courage and confidence and creative power, or they can bind us in a dark shroud of dejection and defeat. What are your memories doing for you? Do your memories empower you? As you think about what you have gone through, what you have experienced in life, or do you look back at your past and only see the stuff that didn't work out in your favor? I think this is all about perspective. It's all about what you choose to focus on. It's not saying that the stuff didn't happen. I mean, the trauma is real. Mental health issues is real. But here's what I found. As you resolve those things in your own spirit, and you decide, you know what? That happened, but I'm going to focus on all the positive stuff that happened as well. Now, this can be very difficult, because when you look back in your past, you might only feel whatever was negative, and you overlook all of the positive stuff that has happened in your life. You might not bring up that you got the promotion because you're thinking about something that happened in the domestically. I'm not quite sure. In the comments below, let's practice this right now, because the past, it don't matter how far away it is. So let's just talk about today. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share one good thing that happened in your life today. Other than waking up. Don't give me the, oh, I woke up. No. In the comments below, share one good thing that happened in your life today. I'm going to share with you mine. I'm going to share with you mine. You know what? You know what I did? After I got my haircut today, y'all see that? Haircut, you know what I'm saying? Got my haircut today. I went ahead and did a live video that I haven't done in a while. Just for my personal page. I don't normally do that anymore. And the great thing that happened is that I simply had the courage to do it. You know what? I don't care who watches it. I don't care. They kick me out of groups for sharing it. I don't care, because I had a message to share. And that's a great thing that I did today. I got the message out. I just have to take the consequences as they come. But for me, man, it felt good. What's something great, good that's happened in your life today? Because it has been something. But if you don't focus your mind on the positive, you will keep your mind on the negative, or the dislike, or the disliked, or whatever the case you want to call it. Because it's not really negative or positive. This is how you look at it. Brother Wilhelm Bart said, man, you know what's happening today? I bought a camera today. Woo! Excited. Man, I got that camera. Right? Miss Golden Tate Wood said, man, I got my Mary Kay order and worked on my website. Man, right on. Right? Sean, man, over here at Instagram said, I completed my assignment for today. Right on. See, this is very interesting. It becomes very difficult when you start talking about the good stuff that's happened in your life. And here's what we find. Whenever there's something that's bad that's happened, we can talk about that forever. I mean, no disrespect, but I listen to people sometimes, all the time. And typically, when something bad happens, they tell everybody. I mean, everybody got to hear the bad news. Oh, sister girl, let me tell you what happened today. Then you get off the phone with her. Oh, brother friend, let me tell you what happened today. Oh, man, let me go over here and talk to them about what happened today. They're just sharing their misery, because misery loves company. But then when something great happens in your life, you don't tell nobody. Oh, you call it being humble. I don't want everybody to know that great things are happening in my life, but I have no problem letting them know when something bad is happening in my life. I'm telling you, when you start talking more about all the great things that are happening in your life, you'll find that all the bad stuff is minimized at best. Even the joys of the past can shackle us. I know men and women so proud of their ancestors' names, achievements, and accumulations that they are unable to strike out in new directions for themselves. I know men so spoiled by one early success that there remains no further impulse to accomplishment. But discouraging memories are more common. The memory of pain, the memory of loss, the memory of a failure can make life seem not worth living. Often this is temporary. We see it among the bereaved, or among the suddenly liberated prisoners, or among refugees who have just been through all the horrors of never known its joys. And depressing memories tend to congeal, to harden, We carry them like weights, and we lose our ability to transform them into creative energies. He said that you can transform your depressing memory into a creative energy. How many of you right now are burdened by the past? You are carrying an unnecessary weight, and you know it's weighing you down. Haven't been creative? You haven't been creative in 5 years. It is what it is. No, it's not. It is what it is. It is what you make it. But you ain't been making much lately. That's not a knock. I don't know. Obviously, that's why they get counseling and all that stuff as well. But you know what's holding you down. You know. What I would say is get help if you need it. This world that we live in, it takes all of us. It takes all of us in a clear space. Now, here's the thing. This thing said this. You probably heard this one. When one shines, we all shine. Right? When one shines, we all shine. Well, what if the opposite is true? Right? You're only as strong as your weakest link. So what if one of them is not doing too well? We got to rally together to get her, or get him back up. In my life, man, I listen to my gospel, music every night. Okay. I sell my products to my customer. I linked up with a lawyer on my green card through my network. Look at that. I had a great Bible study session today. Fantastic, man. What's something great that happened today? Something good that happened today in your life. It'd be easy to talk about the stuff that frustrated you. It'd be easy to talk about the stuff that you cussed somebody out about and all that good stuff. It's easy to carry on the depressing memories. That's easy to do. I think it takes a strong individual to say, you know what? I'm not going to keep sharing this filth. It happened. I'm going to process it, and I'm going to get back to what makes me tick as soon as possible. Man, say, man, stop hanging with those so-called friends, man. Sometimes you got to do that. You got out of bed today. I hear you, Mr. Hero. I'm going to write the dang book. Okay, all right, express yourself. In my life, probably because, okay, I got you as well. A distinguished psychiatrist reports that a disturbed patient conceded after several sessions. It's easier to lie on the couch digging into the past than it is to sit on a chair facing the present. It is even harder to get up and walk around toward the future. Preoccupation with the past is always a retreat. An old hunting joke makes the point. 2 hunters on a safari cornered a lion, who, instead of attacking, turned tail and disappeared into the underbrush. One terrified hunter stammered to the other, "You go ahead and see where he went to. I'll go back and see where he came from." We react often like the hunter. Tomorrow's problems are unknown. They may cause new pain. Yesterday's are over with, and they are still painful. But the pain is familiar, almost comfortable. It is easier, less risky to be static, to take what comfort we can out of our accustomed miseries. And sooner or later, we find ourselves incapable of moving forward. If you don't deal with your past. You're going to find yourself stuck in your current situation, your current condition. Everybody put in the console, take care of the past. You got to deal with it. I don't know what that is for you, but I know this is a big one for so many of our people. You got to deal with it. Maybe you got to be honest about it. Maybe for too long you've been blaming somebody else for what happened to you in the past. That went back to the first lesson. You got to deal with your past if you want to have a greater and a brighter future, because if you don't, it's going to keep coming back up over and over and over again because you never dealt with it. Now I know it's painful. It's difficult. Tomorrow's problems are unknown. They may cause new pain. Yesterdays are over with. They are still painful, but the pain is familiar, almost comfortable. It is easier, less risky to be static to what comfort we can out of our custom miseries. And sooner or later, we find ourselves incapable of moving forward. And we are trapped in the quicksand of our own regrets. David Livingstone, the great explorer, once explained, I will go anywhere so long as it is forward. Everybody put it also, go forward. Go forward. And as you go forward, drop the weights. When you drop the weights, man, you can start. You was just trucking right along. You was kind of moving because you had all the weights. You had all the ball and chain on your legs. You couldn't move fast, but then you began to get rid of the weights. Now you got a little brisk walk going on. You got some of your confidence back. You start removing some more weights. Now you're trying to jog and you're like, oh, I'm headed. I'm going somewhere. Now you start to see something that you didn't see before, and then you start moving more weights. And now you are running towards your destiny. Let go of the weights. Now, some in our religious community, they say what? Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Drop the weights. Get rid of the anchors in your life. Here's something as well. This past could still be your present because you ain't got rid of that Negro or that sister girl. How many guys got somebody in your circle right now? They are just super negative. I mean, my goodness, and you still hang around them because they're your friend. You know them so long. I was talking to a sister friend the other day. She said, you know what? One of the most difficult things for her to do was to say goodbye to a 20-year-old relationship. That's tough. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but the key word is it was yesterday. If you do an evaluation of people in your life, you ask yourself, is this person actually going to be in my future? You will be amazed how many people you're going to start letting go. How many people you're going to start how many people you're going to stop hanging around with so much? Not that you'll just exit them out of your life. You're just going to be like, listen, I'm going somewhere. Every time I'm around you, you just want to spend all the money. You want to get drunk. Yeah, I mean, that's not what I'm trying to do right now. I've leveled up in my consciousness, and that just doesn't fit. I love you, but I'm important. I'm making myself a priority at this particular point in my life because I ain't got much time left. How much time have I wasted dealing with the past that I still keep around me for some strange reason? I will go anywhere as long as it's forward. This is an ideal. This is an ideal, not always possible in practice. There are times when we must take a step or two backward to orient ourselves, but our drive should be forward. Our instinct should be for advancement. Remember that life is growth, and in ceasing to grow, in fearing the new, we deny life. We deny life. Everybody put in the console, life is growth. Life is growth. The 10th stumbling block, and it's the last one for our session here tonight. The illusion of success. The illusion of success. Success is a fickle goddess. We think we have her, but she knows better. One of modern literature's favorite themes is the tragedy of the easy success, the quick success, the near success, the ersatz success. Many of us are deceived by an event, deceived by an accomplishment. It has all the marks of success, and others act as though it were a success, but it fails to satisfy us. We shrug off our doubts. We agree that we have arrived. We don a mask and accept the high popular opinion of ourselves. At that point, we have stopped trying to be ourselves. We have accepted praise or money, identified it with happiness, and assumed that success was ours. Further accomplishment seems unnecessary. We have abjured the right to go on to true success. Napoleon knew Excuse me. Napoleon knew this. Little good it did him. He once said the most dangerous moments comes with victory. The achievement of success is most precarious when it appears to be permanent. Overconfidence sets in. And when a new problem rises, we are puzzled and bitter. How can I have troubles now when I have already succeeded? The answer is that success, being fickle, must be continuously wooed. And she can never be won forever and forever. Victory loses its value unless we use it as a means to even greater ends. Of itself, it is only a temporary and essentially useless triumph. Talleyrand once commented, a man can do everything with a sword but sit on it. The same is true of success. And when we have lost the habit of constant striving, everybody put in console, constantly strive. When we lost the habit of constantly striving, success can do us more harm than good when it comes to us again. Horse players like to tell the story of Broadway lieutenant and son of a man of war who cost his owner $65,000 in 1928. Broadway Limited never won a race. He might have preferred hunting, we should remember, or even a milk wagon, but of course, he was not consulted. His heart was not in his work. Finally, in 1930, running a $900 purse, he rounded the stretch turn out in front. Alone in the head, for the first time in his life, he dropped dead. We cannot suffer from illusory success unless we're so foolish as to consider public success an end in itself. The trouble is that most of us have not learned to disentangle the notions of vulgar success and personal success. We constantly aim for goals of which we think others will approve. We constantly aim at goals that we think others will approve. And we're pained to find that they have little to do with true happiness. Tolstoy has left us a striking parable and allegory for the 20th century in his How Much Land Does a Man Need? The Russian peasant Pakholm is convinced that he will be a success when he owns as much land as that contained in the vast estates possessed by Russian noblemen. The time comes when he is offered free. The time comes when he is offered free as much land as he himself can encircle by running at top speed from sunrise to sunset. He sacrifices all he has in order to move to the far distant place where his generous offer has been made. After many hardships, he arrives and arranges for his great opportunity the next day. A starting point is fixed. Pakholm is off like a shot with the breaking dawn. Running with the morning sun, he looks neither to the left nor to the right. Feverishly, he runs into the blinding light and the burning heat. Without stopping to eat or rest, he continues his grinding, grueling round. And as the sun sets, he staggeringly completes the circle. Victory. Success. The realization of a dream of a lifetime. But with his last step, he dropped dead. All the land he will need now is 6 feet of earth. The illusion of success. Now we picked up right here, guys, that when you do accomplish something great, celebrate your success, celebrate your victory, but set another goal. Constantly striving. People are amazed sometimes. I tell them, this is what I'm working on. Oh, I think about doing this. I'm always working on the next idea. Why not? Why not? It's been given to me. Why not work on it? Why not think about it? Why not? When I tell people, man, I'm working on 4 different projects right now, they're like, what? Yeah, why not? What else am I going to do? Sit here, watch TV all day? No, not me. I tell people, man, we're building them all. What? Yeah, we're building a school. What? Yeah. Why not? I mean, you don't have to build a school, but I want to build a school. You don't want to build them all. I want to build them all. You don't want to build a TV station. I want to build a TV station. So I do what I want to do because that's what I want to do. But what about you? Here's a great question I got to ask you right now. What are you building? What are you building? This is the same question I use to evaluate all the people who got a whole bunch to say, but not nothing to show. They can talk that good talk. But as soon as I ask that question, okay, you want to talk about all the celebrities, you want to do all the whole conspiracy theory stuff, all that BS. Here's my question. What have you built? What have you done for the community? You can talk about what other people aren't doing. What have you done? And you know what? It get quiet. You can hear pin drops. Well, nobody's ever asked me that. I mean, I've been talking about this stuff for a while. I've been coming up with all types of theories about why something isn't the way it is, and who somebody is, and who they belong to, and who owns them, and all that stuff. But then when somebody asks you, what have you done? I ain't done nothing but talk about everybody else. I ain't done nothing but talk about everybody else, which is why I don't have much. I spend more time talking about everybody else than I do building my empire. All of these Hotep brothers and sisters, you woke and broke. All of them. What have you built? Now there's some that built the school. They're working on some things. You got these African descent stuff. They got history and all that good stuff. But what have you built? I mean, why don't we have more grocery stores in our own community? You know why? Because people do more talking than they do building. And then they expect for people with the big dollars to do what they actually could do. Don't you know that we could do it ourselves? If we wanted to build a grocery store, we could build a grocery store, if that's what we wanted to do. But that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is hope somebody else does it. It's always a passing of the buck. Somebody else do it. I'll just talk about it. I'll be over here and I'm going to be a typewriter demon. I mean, I'm going to put out so much content on Facebook and YouTube. Everybody going to know that I don't like this, but I ain't going to do nothing about it. What I'm going to do is hope somebody else does something about it, and I'll keep talking about it. You broke, you busted, and you're disgusted. The moment you and I begin to do more than we say. Matter of fact, George Frazee says this. It says, this just spoke volumes to when I heard it 4 years ago. Went to the Power Networking Conference. You know what he said? He said, after all is said and done, he was talking about black folk. He said, after all is said and done, in our community, there'll be more said than done. And you got to ask yourself, are you the talker or are you the walker? Do you want real success, true happiness in your life because of stuff that you have created and done, and now you're looking back like, man, look what God has done through me. After all is said and done, there'll be more said than done. And these jokers, all they can do is talk, full of hot air. It also says in a good book that idle chatter leads only to poverty. I can tell a broke person a mile away. They got a whole bunch to say. They don't do no listening. You're not wise. You're not wise at all. A wise person is doing more listening than they're talking. They're trying to understand, know, and learn what they don't know. They're not trying to get everybody else to learn what they know. That's how you can tell. It's very easy to tell. If you just sit back and you watch. Damn, for the past 30 minutes, you ain't shut up. You've been talking the whole time. Interesting. We like to say this, fascinating. Fascinating. You want everybody to hear what you got to say. You don't want to hear what nobody else got to say. You know what that's called? Ego and pride. You know what else that's called? That's called the brother or sister that you can't work with. You cannot work with the egotistical person. You cannot work with the proud person. It will fail every time. Pride comes before the fall. And you have seen it in your life. Every time I start letting these type of people in my life, they destroy stuff. They don't build it. Because that's in their nature. Fascinating. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share something that you learned today, beautiful people. 30 minutes a night to keep your everlasting mind right. How to overcome failure. As we're going through the book, The University of Success by Mandino. I'm simply asking you to answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time? And why? Was this worth your time? And why? Now, I know I talk much faster than you type, beautiful people. So while you guys are typing out your feedback for today, we'll go ahead and let you guys know about our sponsors who help make this thing, who help make the New Black Wall Street Book Club a reality. The Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, specializing in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, also Black art inspired gifts. You can shop Black at the Black Bazaar at www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. BlackBERRY Charisma, right? Being to help you with your branding and marketing. She creates custom shirts, mugs, stuff like that, so you can help keep your brand top of mind. She also has a pretty dope lineup of lingerie. Check this Black woman-owned business out at www.blackberrycharisma.com, www.blackberrycharisma.com. Another Black woman-owned business, 5-Factor Consulting, be to help you get the money right and prepare your credit, increase your cash flow, help you go down the yellow brick road to find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Maybe you've been trying it all by yourself and you need help. Or reach out for help to get the money right. Fix the money problem in your life. 5factorconsulting.com at www.5factorconsulting.com. And last but not least, Big Sis Media. Maybe you're a person saying, you know what, it's time for me to upgrade. I haven't upgraded my website in 10 years. Well, we're in a digital age, by the way, and everything has evolved. Everything has adapted. Have you? Well, maybe it's time for you to get that website updated. Maybe it's time for you to update your image online. It's do you become current with your images and what you present? Because that's how we've been doing business, all virtual, right? Well, we might want to represent. Well, check her out at bigsismediagroup.com, www.bigsismediagroup.com. Let's catch up on these comments, man. We'll get up on out of here for tonight. I appreciate you guys for showing up and all the people that hit the like button, share button, that you care about your brothers and sisters, and we're going to get this thing right, okay? This is Ben Goodrich said, it's worth my time to express myself. Don't let your past ruin your future, right? Get you a real honey for that cough. I'm just saying, give me, I got that right, man. Get that money they need to make an emoji. I know that's right. Thank you so much, man. But have a blessed. It's not the weekend, Miss Goodrich. Oh, Lord. All right, man. Worth my time. Food for thought. Life is growth. Start growing to build the life you desire. Brother Derwin said, man, it's worth my time because I confirmed something about myself. Great lessons. Let the past GP, right? Go. Oh, let the past go. Concentrate on your goodness. Well, beautiful people, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark session. As we've been going through the University of Success, 30 minutes a night, right? 30 minutes a night to keep your everlasting mind right. I'm LCRGJ, your certified global financial educator. And I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we really need. Thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. It's the DJ. Hit the music.
New black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street.